So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. Now Barkley stripped of the football. And the Texans scoop it. He's at the 30. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming out.
Oh, I love what you just said there. You nailed it, because if the ball's shifting or moving before the knee or any other part of the body hits the ground, then that'll be considered a fumble.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field...
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined it.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Touchdown, Carolina! Saquon Barkley, his first touchdown.
The route the defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. Gano for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken short. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard. And a look now at Lamar Miller. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, with the conclusion we draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Watson, a bootleg. And this will be incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, like hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we drop. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Cam Newton. 64 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. Well, you want to talk about making something out of nothing. Boy, he did that right there. What an incredible run.
Obviously a pass play, and he couldn't find anyone open downfield. But sometimes the receivers just run those defenders off, and it creates a wide open space.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the route is on here in this first half. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to late in the year, finish with 55 catches, the most among Panthers not named Christian McCaffrey. And now with Devin Funchess gone to Indianapolis, he's going to be the true WR1 for the Panthers.
Looking to throw again on second down. Barkley. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And incomplete here. So a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's third down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Throwing is Newton. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Cam Newton with his 5th touchdown pass of the game as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Gano the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and Carolina scores to cap it off. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. A reminder coming up tonight, a tough ticket in New Orleans. The Cowboys in town to take on the Saints on Sunday Night Football. Then tomorrow night, Charles and I, we go to Pittsburgh. Bengals and Steelers, 2 teams, well, they don't like each other very much. That's well documented. That starts at 8:15 Eastern as we close out the month of September.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Back to throw, Watson. And some space here.
Well, I'm guessing that we're both just a little bit puzzled here. They had a lot of success on the ground this drive, but they went away from it here, and it'll wind up costing them. I know it's hard to really blame them. If you see defenses starting to stack the box, it's a good time to go to the air. But on the flip side, if you're having success, why not keep running it?
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Newton forced out to his left. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Odell Beckham on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to pour it on.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Now Newton will bring the Panthers up to go for 2. They're going to keep it on the ground. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And we focus on Lamar Miller as he heads back out there and gets set to go again on offense. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Hopkins.
Here we go. Here we go.
That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they call Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To the air yet again. Watson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
3rd and long. It's Watson. He gets it to Thomas. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Here now, time to discuss Odell Beckham Jr. making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but his shredding defense is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And an anxious moment or 2 there, but they do get him down. Give him 18. It's a Carolina 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Newton. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin our trip around the NFL at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Tennessee taking on their closest rivals distance-wise in Atlanta. And that game tied at 7 in the 2nd quarter. We'll stay in the NFC North as we head over to the Motor City to check on the Lions at home in Detroit. And they trail the visiting Chiefs in that one. Patrick Mahomes killing it. 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And it's the visiting Washington Redskins who have the lead in that one. Adrian Peterson has a touchdown there. In our game, it was Cam Newton who led the way in that first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts that. Now on 2nd and 13, Watson throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And Thomas has it. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Barkley, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Again, it's Barkley.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Newton and Olsen here with a connection. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy.
And that will be caught by Moore. He's got a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore there to make the grab as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football. Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down. His big game continues. Already has the 3 touchdown grabs, tacking on some more yardage and a first down.
And how precise has his route running been in this game? We just saw him get open yet again, and he's also made adjustments as the defense has tried to really stop him.
14 yards, good for a Panther first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, first and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be second and goal. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. They're going with Beckham on the end around. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Taking it in from 11 yards out as his guys continue to pour it on.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown and teams that looked like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
Gano now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And in the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And deep in his own territory. He coughs up the foot. And miscommunication on the lateral. The ball's out.
As I look down at the sideline and see the special teams coach, you can just see those shoulders sagging, can't you?
Absolutely.
You talk about having some great emotion going. Think about the elation he was feeling on the return. Everything synced up well, blocked well, everything was going great. And then they end up dropping the football.
And a nice job, though, to make that football come out defensively. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. That's something you have to be wary of on your side of the field, that close to the goal line. The defense, they are looking for that football. They got it. They scored it.
You are so right, and the quarterback has to speed things up himself. So close to the goal line, they're going to get after you. Make sure you get rid of the football and in a safe place.
Gano for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it. Rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded at the 2. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 11.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss of the tackle. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Watson. He's at the 50. And they finally are able to take him down at the opposite 47. A big-time play there for the Texans. 46 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Watson. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
From the 50, it's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill, or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
But that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Keke Coutee, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans claw one back. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. That's fielded in the end zone. Breaks free again. He's got daylight. 30. 10. And he won't get all the way into the end zone as he's out of bounds, but not before getting it down inside the 10.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens, but you have to figure. They thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep them out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Saquon Barkley with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Watson now to throw. His throw incomplete. Nick O'Leary, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. Now this defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought.
Let's go.
Now a 1st down throw for Newton. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that will be caught by Moore. He's got a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore, 43 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever.
Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs.
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic, faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
It smelled terrible. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 40.
We got 24.
Out of the gun, Watson. Open man is QT, complete. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now Watson to the right side and complete to Thomas. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. The Texans on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 7. Solid coverage there by the All-Pro Richard Sherman, able to get a hand in. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. "35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. So here are the Panthers set to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Newton to throw. He's going to look deep for more. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Jonathan Joseph there on the coverage. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
He's going to fire one deep. It's caught inside the 25. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Barkley on 1st down, running into a wall as he's Stopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Newton. He finds his target, Beckham. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
Extra point try, good by Gano. And the lead will swell by one more. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. From the gun on third, Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Watson looks to throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Setting up the screen for Miller. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. To throw is Watson. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Carolina, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did. Playing skills. Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch and you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating cause ice on the wrist. I bet you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for the that hate us, I make a lot of new money, When the not save us, You be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist.